We have now changed into a shopping channel. Let me explain. Right, I was doing a review video for my dehumidifier for Amazon, and then my friend was is looking for a dehumidifier now, and she was going through everything that I went through looking for a dehumidifier. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do a bit of review on this channel because people obviously living in Portugal need a dehumidifier. And I got to this one is a beast. This one is my one that I thought, it's changed my life. It's made life so much more bearable here in winter. But then this beast came along. Let me show you and explain. I've done a little bit of a compare. Right, let me get my notepad. If you're looking for a dehumidifier, I suggest you get your notepad out because you need to take notes. So, as I said, this is my dehumidifier and it stays on all night. Otherwise, the room is just at 85% humidity. And then if it's sunny, I leave it on in the day as well because there's solar here, so it's not using any power. But otherwise, I don't want it to be on 24/7 using up electricity. So when I was looking for my dehumidifier, I wanted one that was A+ rated. And both of these are, I think, this one's A++, but they're definitely A+ or above. I can't remember now because I can't even find where I eventually found the information again. It was so hard to find that information. But what I wanted out of a dehumidifier, I simply had a spec. Oh, and before we go on, yes, these are for Amazon, and yes, I'm going to give you the link to where you can get them at Amazon, because people keep hating on Amazon and say, oh, buy local, support. Well, the amount of fuel and time I spent going round to local electrical shops here in Portugal, both small ones, small independent ones and large one, was a waste of my time and a waste of money. I'm not even going to go into how. Anyway, I'm not even going to go into that. Good old Amazon saved the day. I am sorry, I am not no martyr for the commercial world or how the world's set up. I've just got to live in it as it is. Anyway, rant over. So, size. From the research I did, these are actually my notes from when I was looking for my dehumidifier. I just found them so for this video, which is quite handy. I still had them. So a 12-litre one apparently can do a 1 to 2 bedroom house. A 15-litre is for a 2 to 3 bedroom house. An 18-litre for a 3 to 4 bedroom house. And a 21-litre for a 4 to 5 bedroom house. So I thought 20 would be perfect for me because apparently 18-litre is for a 3 to 4 bedroom house. And I wanted to be above the spec, rather over-spec'd than under-spec'd. Tank capacity is something you're going to want to consider. Obviously, if it's larger, you'll have to empty the tank less often. My one is 5-litre. Oh no, my one's a 4.5-litre tank. I've got the box here. And this big one is a 7-litre tank. But I only have to empty this once a day at the most, so it's not a problem. Talking of tank capacity, the other thing you may want to consider is this one has, see this is so you can attach a hose to it and have it draining straight into a sink or a bath or out of a window or something. She needs that because she goes away for the whole winter and leaves it running in her apartments. Obviously, it has to be running into the drainage sink. Another thing why this model is so, this really is the creme de la creme of models. If you do have this facility to have a hose, there's a second option in regard to this function, in that obviously if this is up on, say, a countertop and draining down into a sink, it just uses gravity. But if for some reason you've got to put it, say you had to put it on the bathroom floor and you had to put the hose up and over into the bath, then it needs a pump to obviously pump that water up the pipe, if that makes sense. Yeah, so but that's a feature that I didn't need, but this one has it. And if you're going to need to leave the dehumidifier in an empty property, you are going to need to consider that. What's the feature called? I can't remember. I'll look for the feature and stick it on the screen or something later. The other thing you want is a kind of humidistat. I don't know what's the right name for it. But anyway, some kind of way, like a thermostat, but for humidity. What is it called? I don't know. But anyway, it's got to be able to read the humidity in the air so that you can set it for however you want to set it. So you need that. You cut. And this one is smart controlled. This one doesn't. My one doesn't connect to Wi-Fi and smart control and everything. But this one, as I said, this one is the beast. Does everything. Auto shut off, obviously you will, I think they must all do that, but make sure a good one is going to do that, but obviously it needs to shut off automatically when sorry, I'm really rushing because I've got to be somewhere. When the tank is full, it needs to automatically turn itself off, which they do. And then if you pull both of these, if you take the tank out, empty it and push it back in, it just automatically starts again. Laundry mode, I kind of thought I wanted laundry mode. It was essential on my list, but to be honest, I think all the laundry mode does is set a timer, which you could do yourself. But anyway, maybe I've got that wrong, but laundry mode was important for me when I was looking for one. The noise level is there's something very interesting about the noise I've got to tell you later, but the noise level is something you might want to consider. In this video somewhere you are going to well, I don't know what the sound's going to come out like, but I did try and film the sound of the two. This bigger one, the Rolls-Royce beast as I call it, is definitely louder, and the air, you can feel the air, the force of the air is a lot stronger on this one. I'm going to show you that in a minute as well. Filters. So these both have a pure air, a air filter for the quality of your air, as well as just dehumidifying. And this is my one. You just easily take this off. And that's the air filter there. I don't want to move the camera, but anyway, it's really, oh yeah, that's my air filter, carbon. Sometimes I just give that a little vacuum because it does collect a lot of dust. So the thing about the air filter is you're going to want to make sure it's, I wanted one that was washable. I didn't want to have to be buying air filters, trying to find them, trying to order them on Amazon, because the delivery for these, being in Portugal and not having Amazon in Portugal, is like €40. So I wanted an air filter that was washable, or at least would not need changing, maybe, once every couple of years or something. And with the noise level, obviously they're just comparable to a fan because it is a fan inside. I had no idea, I've never used a dehumidifier before, but it's a fan. So if you don't like a fan noise, you won't like this noise. They do have a low or a night mode where the fan is quieter for the night. Also, the display light turns off for the night so that you haven't got a light in the room. But I'm going to tell you something about the fan noise later on. Do they have defrost technology? So if there is water inside and around, if it's very cold and you don't want them freezing up, even though it gets cold here, I don't think we have to worry about that here. And easy mobility. Obviously they're both on wheels, and they need to be, because you might want to move them room to room. You obviously want to make sure they've got handles, which I didn't, they should have, a good one should have. But I will tell you, this one's got handles because they are heavy. And this one's got handles on the side, which I thought, no, that's fine, they're okay. This one's got this handle at the top, and it is so much better. It's much more convenient, this handle. It's much easier. So that's to bear in mind. So both of these have that spec that I just read out and those functions. Both of these have them. This one is 20 litre, which I thought was enough. This one is 50 litre. And that, when you hear 20 litre, 50 litre, what that means is this can take out 20 litres of water out of the air a day, and this one can take 50 litres a day. You heard me read out what you need per size of your property, but to be honest, if I ever buy another one, I would go for this big 50 litre one. So yesterday we did a little experiment in my friend's apartment. She is in a very damp, wet studio garden apartment. And yesterday we left them both running for 3 hours while we went shopping, or 4 hours. And this is what happened. So we set the dehumidifiers up side by side. It was at 86% humidity when we started. We went off shopping. We was gone for 4 hours. So when we came back and emptied the tanks, the 50 litre one had given us 2 litres of water. And my one had given us less than a litre.
That's 2 litres.
Oh, this one feels less, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot less. Yeah.
Oh, so my one isn't as good. Oh, wow. So standing above these, this is a much gentler fan, but this one's really, really blowing it out. Let's try a sponge. That's quite strong. Let's try this one. Ah, so that one doesn't even lift the sponge. So that just shows you. So that's that fan. Doesn't even lift the sponge. Barely lifts it. Look. Here's the sound. And for night time, put it on lower. Just put this one in exactly the same position. This one is definitely quieter. And then night mode. Normal. Anyway, I don't know how well that will come across on the video, but I've done it. So earlier I said I'd tell you something else about the noise. So the white noise actually helped me to sleep. Who knew I needed a white noise? The one thing was though, one night I did have it set to automatic and it kept going on and off, and that really was disturbing because you heard it sort of turn on again and turn off, and that really disturbed my sleep. So yeah, as I say, that could be an advantage or a disadvantage for some. I think that's it. I might have to add on to this video after because I really got to go now, but I'm just going to show you this. So just so you can see the models, this is the Greenmigo, and that's the make. Obviously I'll put the links in the description for you. So mine's 20 litres a day. That's saying what the noise levels are. Energy. Oh, I did plug this into my Bluetti power station. I might stick that information in a minute as well. And the tank is 4.5 litres. And that's what that one looks like. It's got auto function, timer. You know, you can set the humidity level that you want. You can set the time you want. You can set it to auto, blah, blah, blah. You can set it on to laundry mode. But as I say, any good dehumidifier should have all of these. So this one is the SHINCO. It's 50 litres, a 24-hour built-in timer, large 7-litre water tank. This one, as I said, has got Wi-Fi function thingy. That's what I was trying to say before. Carbon air purifying filter, which they both have. As I said, find out how often you have to change them, if they're washable. You want a washable one because you don't want to have to keep buying filters. And that's what I was talking about with the drainage. So this one's can do vertical pipe up to 5 meters, which is a lot because it's got pump in. So this one is €300, the fancy beast of a dehumidifier, which if ever I was going to buy another one, I would buy this. So that was €300. And my one was €220. And as I said, it's just made life so much more bearable here in the winter. But this beast, oh, yeah. Just in case you are interested, I've been looking at all my appliances and how long they can all run on the Bluetti. So just for interest, on a full charge, this run for 5 hours on my Bluetti Power Oak.